Hey y'all, and welcome again to another video. Today I wanted to share with you guys sight words. These sight words is something that I really love working on and doing with small groups in kindergarten. So I have a little binder that I put together. I ended up finding this online, so I don't own this. Like I said, I found it online, and if you type it into Google, I'm sure you guys can find it too. Sight words, teacher binder, and tracking system, and it should pop up. It's a whole free download on Teacher Pay Teachers. So I just printed it off all in color and put this together as the binder. So anything in here is what is going to stay in here, except our lists are going to be totally different. So what I'm going to do is just simply redo these and then just refill in the pages. But it was a really great set for free, which is why I wanted to share. So first things first, it comes with sight word activities, and so it comes with list. It comes with like the tracking progress for the students to color it in themselves, also for you to see as well. So one of the main things that we do when we're trying to figure out the sight words that they know, the letters that they know, and then numbers, shapes, things like that, we tend to want to track that data and see what progress we're making. So in this book, you can definitely recreate it yourself. Canva would be really great. Google Docs would be really great. Simply word lists and checklists is something that is going to be just something that you want to check into. And so creating like the pre-primer words, and then like the primer sight word master, like a master list and all of that. You can also do like some data sheets for like quick assessment sheets, data on the monthly sight words, on the list, and things like that. And I'll show you guys in just a second. There's also like ways to do flashcards. You could easily like print out the flashcards or make copies of it, laminate them, have them over at your desk for small group time, things like that. And then of course there's like resources for families, but most of the time schools don't want to send home a letter letting you know like, hey, these are the words that your child is working on, blah, 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 because they feel like they want you to do it in the classroom. So like I said before, the Fishing for Words tracking book would be great for the kids, just to see the words that they do know, and then just, store it in a binder for easy organization. So you can also just pair it with like other sight word activities, like doing file folder games, clip it games, matching file folder games, spelling boards, string matching boards, and things like that. And of course, just like put it into a container or tub and use all of that good stuff. So I'm going to show you guys the word list. So here's all the word lists, right, that there is. And so with this, I would say that the words that probably stop at first grade's list on here is where I would definitely stop at, especially if you're teaching just kindergarten. And the one thing is that it's the same all throughout this material. So the way that she made it was so that you had your different list, and this is the list that you guys could show, like you could copy and make a cutout, and then just show the kid the word and have them read them, and that would help you track their progress when like checking in, progress monitoring, and stuff like that. So there's all of the list, and then there is another way to track it, being that there is a word list by grades, so that'd be good too. And some of the ones for like kindergarten would be the, to, and, I, you, it, in, said, for, up, look, is, go, we, little, down, see, not, one, my, me, big, come, blue, red, where, jump, away, here, help, make, yellow, to, play, run, find, three, funny. So you could either do it by like that, which would be this one, and you could make a copy of this. The kid can color it in, or this could be great for, you know, like for you, if this is what you really want to do. Like I said, it's by grade level, and then they have the actual list. So if your list is not like this when you first start teaching sight words, just go back in and make it in a different document and print it off, but it just gives you an idea of like how to do it. So there's like literally 30 lists if you do it that way. Now let's talk about the checklist. The checklist is something that would be so easy to work on in many different ways. So the first way that you could do this is like having it by all sight words and just making a copy for each student and then just checking it off. Or which would be great too, because it does go all the way up to 3rd grade, and when they go to 1st grade, you can easily just send this, you know, information with them, and then possibly they could, you know, use it. It also includes nouns on the 2nd page, so that'd be great too. Like I said, you also can use the list like this and just check it off for better understanding if they know them. And then you have your other type of list where you could print a copy of this and then have it for, you know, 2 students at a time, print it out, laminate it, and just, or not laminate it, check it off, keep going, and the list goes on and on with this one as well, up to about 30, and so actually to about 19. So the tracking system that I'm loving in this like printout is the fact that kids get to have like a little fish tracking progress. And so as you guys can see here, the name would go right here, and then the kids get to have this colorful one in the front of their book, whether you choose to do like a folder and already have this prepped and ready. So it says right here that you're fishing sight words, you're fishing for sight words, tracking the progress of blank, and then when you're done with the pre-primer words, color it in, or have them color it in to know that that's what they mastered. Now, easily, if these are not the words that you're using for the week, you could white out these words right here. So like for, said, to, the, and, I, a, you, in, it, you can just easily white it out and then write the other word, and then like I said, have them, you know, like you copy it and put it in. So I honestly would say I would leave it the way it is, and then just have them color in the word that it is that they have accomplished. And so those little sheets go all the way up to 19, so you would need folders for each child and then copies of that into a data folder. Now, some quick data sheets that I wanted to share with you guys that came out of this, which I said is really great, is the fact that there's a quick assessment sheets that give you the option to put a check beside each word instead of making copies of all of that. Then, like I said, on the 2nd page, they have like the nouns and stuff. And so by the end of the year is when you'll do your data summary. And out of 40 pre-primer words, out of 52 primer words, 1st grade words, and so on and so forth, all the way to 3rd grade, you would just put the percentage and then just like comment or notes. Or you can just track the data like this by doing it by the list. So this is the pre-primer words, and it is all 40 words, and you have different boxes to put the dates of when you are checking them. So this could be like checking them by each week, anything, or you can just do it simply by the list, which is like to do it by a couple words at a time, as you guys can see here. So this is just something that I would definitely incorporate into like my classroom, and I'm going to when I work with my small groups, because I think that this is going to help me as well as my coworker, who can just pick the book up and go in and see these are the words that they know, these are the words that we need help on, or whatever. And then there's also like a log that can be sent home as well. It's called a monthly sight word data, where they would track in August how many words they've mastered, and then in September, October, November, December, all the way up until July. So we're not there in July, but at least you guys can see how many of the words it is they actually know. So this would be great if you actually use the entire packet, because it goes all the way up to 315 versus just the 40 for the pre-primer words. There's also other great resources for the family included in this packet, such as like notes. And this one just says, "Dear family, sight word practice at home is very important to build a reader out of your child. We will do our part at school to build a consistent routine within the school setting and build your child's sight word knowledge. Attached is your current child's sight word list and flashcards. Each week I will send home sight word homework to update you on your child's progress. You can use this list to update your child's flashcard pile at home. Please follow the tips for sight word practice at home to build a routine that is best for your child. I believe that if we work together this school year, your child will be able to make tremendous growth. Please contact me if you have any serious questions. Sincerely," and then you just sign. And then the tips that they give are really great tips, and I would give these tips too. Tips for sight word practice at home. Number 1, set up a sight word routine at home to create a consistent routine for your child that allows for daily practice to build fluency. Tip number 2, store sight word flashcards in a Ziploc baggie and on a binder ring or with a rubber band. Tip 3, keep 2 growing flashcard piles, your mastered pile and your working on sight word pile. And number 4, mastered sight words are words your child knows and can read without hesitation. Number 5, working on sight words are words that have been introduced but not still mastered. There should be no more than 5 words at a time in this pile. Review sight words daily, which is tip number 6, as your child begins to master new sight words, added them to the master pile. These words should be reviewed once daily. Number 7, review working on words several times. Make it fun. Sing them, dance while reading, match them, make it a race. And number 8, practice often and produce a reader. And then at the end of the year, I'm sorry, not at the end of the year, at the end of the week, or however you do this, there's a sight word homework for the week of, and it just says the master words that have been added this week, and then the working on words, and that way the parent knows. Sometimes a lot of a lot of schools and teachers don't like to send stuff home where it has to be signed like this, because they know that it's not coming back most of the time, and they're not for sure if the child's parent is reading it. So definitely, if you ever have any questions, always ask and just reach out and say something. But that's the sight words teacher binder and tracking system that I'm going to be using in my classroom this year for small groups, alongside with reading and recognizing letters and things like that. So that'll also be in here as well, so that I have a knowledge of what they know, and kind of go from there. So thanks guys for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed, and I hope that you guys can give this video a thumbs up.